Get on in here, get on in here. Okay, y'all. So today we're going to talk about the cautionary tale of Dan and ULIE. I think the KW writers are doing something that we, a lot of us, have been saying in regards to Country Wayne showing us the male and female perspective when it comes to these skits. So the first time we seen it happen was we started off with Amber, her trip to LA, right? Her trip to LA, things didn't go all that well with the parents, with Dave's mom and his sister. A week later, the writers took us down a journey where it was then Anthony going out of town to meet Denisha's family. One week they showed us a kind of some things, some skeletons or whatever in Denisha's past, even though Denisha's been kind of open about some things. When her and Anthony got into it that day in the kitchen, she said that basically she alluded she done some more stuff. Then fast forward last week, we get more information, a little step inside of Dan's past, and there may be some things that we don't know about. I think the writers are strategically trying to show us the different sides of how we think from male to female. And you can see it in the comments even. When it's a woman, the comments are different. When it's a man, the comments are different. With this Dan situation, we look at Yulie, and it's a little funnier when we look at Yulie because she's a woman, right? She's doing the theatrics. She's trying to dress up to be Tasha. She basically broke into Tasha's house. Now she's broken into Charles' house and started cooking. Dan tried to approach and address Lauren directly. He didn't break into Wayne's house, but it was more like trespassing. Both situations have the extreme, but if we were to look at this, some are going to look at this like Dan is psychotic and he's unhinged and he's abusive. But we'll look at Yulie's like, oh, it's funny melodrama. I'm gonna show y'all some surveillance. This scene right here where he was trying to get her not to go upstairs. In the real world, a woman could have a camera somewhere or whatever, depending on how manipulative they are. And if somebody took a picture of this and you didn't know the background history that she had just broken his house and that she was trying to go upstairs, if you looked at that picture, hey, Eero Gladys, if you looked at the picture alone, you would think that Charles was the abuser. Look at it closely. If you had no backstory, what would you think of that picture? The writers are trying to show us, you guys, that everything is not black and white. Hey, Suzette. These storylines are designed for the message. Today, the back and forth. Even with the Brooke and Isaiah, I can say, the Brooke and Isaiah skits, we're showing and they're showing how men and women, even girls and boys, can do some of the same things, but we look at it differently based on their gender. This woman broke in his house, started cooking. She's totally not in reality. He's telling her to get out. Similar to the way Lauren was trying to get Dan to get out. To the point where he almost had to put her in a chokehold from not going up to his home. We see the up and down, the if you with Mag Gal, what you expect? I don't know what that means, Christopher Brown. It looks like Yulia is being choked by Charles, but we don't know the full context of the action. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm saying I think the writers are trying to show us, Sabrina, how differently viewers and people look at domestic violence and they look at men and women. ULIE, Charles could get locked up for this. Let's say, for instance, he leaves some type of scar or bruise on her. And she called the police. Like she said, I can call the police on you. This is how quick little things like this can cause a black man to lose his whole life and be behind bars. Based on if the woman got the evidence. And let's say if it was her house. Well, it couldn't have been her house trying to go upstairs, but these are the little things that I think Country Wayne now trying to show us. And people got to look and take heed for it. It's not just about who's right or wrong in these skits. It's not just about the small things we see every day. It's bigger than that, y'all. It's so much bigger than the eye can see. Even like the lie that that girl done told, saying he put hands on her. Now, is it sort of kind of true? People can debate on that. People can debate on that and say, you know what? He really kind of did put hands on her. Yeah, really kind of did. John, come here. Come here. So, yeah. Hopefully his house does have cameras in to show she broke in. Get this to Granny and tell her this is that's a lip balm. And then get ready to get off that game.
It's just 2 o'clock.
It's 2:52. At 3:30 we're gonna stop and clean and do stuff like that, okay? Before the night, and then you had a night to relax. John, about to be a misunderstanding over here. Misunderstanding. Yes, and Josh, you're correct. But you see how she was close to that pool line and she threw her body into the pool. But even if it was on her camera, you would almost have to do a still shot to see if he pushed on the pool or not. At a quick glance, you couldn't tell. Just like yesterday, I think Dan accidentally spit on Delisha when Delisha did like that. But I had to rewind it 2 or 3 times to make sure he didn't. I said, he didn't hit her, did it? But I think he spit on her. And she did like that. But Delicia did a good job of staying in character and letting it be a part of the scene. Charles need a protective order, yes. Just like people said Anthony DV'd Amber when he grabbed her arm. Yeah, to listen to him. Yes. That's what Dan did. But I'm just showing y'all how differently stuff like this can get twisted really quickly. Somebody can walk in and see Charles even doing that. Somebody could walk in from the outside. Or she could have it staged, because she crazy enough to do so, stage where somebody walk in and see that. And all you go see is Charles choking her. I did this for a reason, to show y'all. These writers are trying to get us to look at things from, this is how we look at it when males do it. This is how we look at it when females do it. This is how we look at it when females do it. This is how Shayla did the same thing to Anthony. I know I personally laughed at it. Remember when Shayla wouldn't let Anthony leave? Just like Dan wouldn't let Lauren leave her house yesterday. If we look at the messages in these skits, I'm telling you guys, it may help somebody. But we got to stop looking at it as a debate and only looking at it from one lens and one way and one scope. It's so many messages. Shayla did the same thing to Anthony, that Dan did to Lauren yesterday. She kept Anthony hostage in her apartment. And then he eventually escaped and went back to Piara's house. We got to stop. Now let's get to the funny. EP93, thank you for dropping that, because that's the next surveillance we gonna look at. Y'all, if that wasn't the funniest thing I ever seen in life, let me get the surveillance for y'all. I call it the three. Hold on, y'all. That was funny to me. What would they finna do? What would they finna do? Dan was gonna take all three of them. Right off looking away, grinning. I forget what his name is. His name Quincy Quinn. I don't know his name. He looking like, man, this dude is big. Look at his face. Him and Ryder to do nothing. Man, this dude is big. Uh, Arby looking the same way. But I didn't know Arby had been to the penitentiary. Arby was ready for the smoke. But Arby know his brother need to get out this situation. But Arby was ready for him. Look how Arby looking. That was a misunderstanding, okay? Yeah, Wayne need to get rid of the brother security. Because I really feel like if he didn't want to go to jail, Dan could have took all of them. Dan could have took all of them, y'all. I'm just saying. Dan could have took them. Dan was looking like, boy, I smushed all three of y'all. Dan been in, yeah, somebody done, looking. He looking like, man, bro, I would take all three. This is the look, this surveillance right here is telling you, I would take all three of y'all. I would take all three of y'all out. I would take all three of y'all. Okay? Baby, it's Tamara turn, somebody turn. He looking like I would take all three of y'all out. And now y'all got to think about too. Now Wayne has the image in his head of this big old dude putting hands on Lauren because she done lied. He got the vision of this big tall dude because I think Dan about 6'5". Dan look like he, because when him and King side by side, I think they say King 6'8". So if King is 6'8" and him and Dan not that far, Dan are probably about 6'5", I'm thinking. Dan look like he about 6'5". About 6'5". So you got to think about it. And then he's muscle. Look at them shoulders. I reckon Dan kind of fine. I just can handle you. You can't do no stalking, but you can. Dan is kind of fine now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lord. Hey, Dan. Never a good time, not a long time, baby. Whoa. Okay, let's get back to the comments. Yeah, he need bigger brothers, Sabrina. EP93, it would be more realistic if Arby reach out to Dan and see what's the storyline. I hope they do that. I think Arby is thinking rationally. Arby like it ain't over. I think Arby gonna be the one. Arby gonna be the one. And I think that message shook Arby. But Arby like, man, this trick ain't for you. One thing, from what I've seen in videos in real life about Wayne and his brothers, it seems like they do have his back. Like they do have his best interests in heart. They do care about him. And I need y'all to care about me and push the like button. Can y'all please push the like button, please and thank you. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Yeah, like I bought me a jug of juice yesterday. This is green apple and carrot juice. It is so good. I'm surprised Wayne doesn't have drone security. Baby, Wayne finna have all kind of security now. Drone, tracker and drone. Y'all, I gotta get off this phone soon because I'm telling you, y'all get your popcorn ready. For those of you who are new to my channel, so you see Auntie Riri, a lot of y'all have only seen Auntie Riri since y'all joined because I haven't done a lot of Nuck and Buck. But I am Auntie Riri. I am over Nuck and Buck security and surveillance. And tonight, Nuck and Buck and security and surveillance, if they don't keep hitting these bangles and I can get off lives, Nuck and Buck security and surveillance gonna be making several phone calls tonight. Several phone calls. But the main one gonna be to Wayne so we can help him beef up his security. Brother Dan, and I might call Sister ULIE because I think she needs to talk to our crash out division. So Nuck and Buck gonna be busy tonight. Get your popcorn ready. I'm gonna set them up as premieres. So when y'all see a premiere come on the screen, y'all know that's Nuck and Buck. I'm trying to wait and settle to see, make sure that when I do the Nuck and Buck call, that when they call Nuck and Buck, amen, that everything has been, so I'll be able to have a intelligent conversation based on all the surveillance. Because, we just don't jump on the phone making up stuff off the top of our head. We do make it up off the top of our head, but I need to make sure I got all the surveillance. I need to get the surveillance. I don't want to do a call and then there's more surveillance out there. So I want to make sure all the surveillance has been reviewed and covered, and then nothing but go be doing calls tonight. Okay? And then for my new those who are new to the page, nothing but security and surveillance. So when y'all see that's a part of the program. Y'all get nothing but. I wonder what Urban find out a rap sheet on both ends. Urban need to. And those are his business partners, business managers in real life. It would be funny if DC was still Wayne's security, Dan and DC interaction. Oh, that would have been hilarious. That would have been hilarious. DC, he might call DC back. DC, Big Tall Butt, and Dan. That look on Dan's face was like, man, I'll take all three of y'all. That's that. What y'all gonna do? That's that look on Dan's face right there. Like, I'm cup like but just, what y'all talking about? Yeah, this was so funny to me, this whole thing. But the look on the brother's face, what would they go do? What would them two go do? What would they go do, y'all? Let me see if I got some. Them two was funny to me. But they weren't finna do nothing. They both looking right off over there, looking like, man, if I had to take them, this Joker. They thinking about what part of their body they finna jump on. The little bright one was like, man, hey, I gotta get their names. Is it Quentin? Whoever this one is, he look like a Quentin. He looking like, man, I'm gonna go for the juggler. Right off, like, I'm gonna jump on this Negro neck. Yeah. And Arby would just go straight square up. Arby would just, all he got is height on Arby. I'm telling you, I ain't got one, I don't know now, T a silent one. Baby. Wait. And what gets me is Lauren's scary. Lauren's so scary, it's pitiful. She's scary. Like, I don't like her. I don't like her character. She a good actress, though. She a good actress. Real life, she a good actress. See what other surveillance I got. I think I showed y'all that surveillance. You see this one right here? Right off looking at Wayne like, man, now you get us in this. But Quinn is looking for his spot of attack. Y'all see Quinn? Quinn right here. Quinn is looking for where he go attack, what part of the body. Quinn, I'm telling y'all, Quinn was gonna go straight for the juggler. He was gonna hit right in the throat. He was gonna punch him in the throat. Yeah, he was going straight for the throat, old Quinn. See if I got some most. But this him telling Wayne. All I'm telling Wayne. Never trust a big button to smile. That girl is poison. Poison. Never trust a big button to smile. Yeah. What's wrong with Wayne shorts? Surveillance. Man, what kind of surveillance you got going on them shorts? Something misunderstanding. But let's read some more surveillance. Did you see the Delisha skit when Delisha picked up? Oh, I ain't seen it. See, that's why I say I got to get the surveillance. Okay, y'all, I'm finna go look at the surveillance of Delisha picking Wayne up at the house. All right, I'll be back with y'all shortly. But again, what I want y'all to get from these skits is start looking at the messages. Start looking at the messages in these skits. ULIE, they've been showing us ULIE today for a reason. They've been showing Dan, ULIE. They're trying to show us the difference in perception when it comes to men and women. Boxing with Ray Jack said, "This what happens to you when you married to the game." Ooh, deep, deep. Lioness, watch Wayne eyes at the end. At the end of the new skit, okay, Lioness. Lioness, I ain't seen you in a long time. Hey, girl. All right, I'll be back with y'all. And that's a good point, Boxing with Ray Jack. All right, y'all, I'll be back. We go look at the surveillance. I got to take a break, though, because I got to get y'all the Nucking book. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye. I'll be back.